What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. And if you are listening to this on the podcast platforms or wherever you're listening to this, please do subscribe. And while you're at it, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button because it's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. Let's just go ahead and brighten up the place. And let's get into this conversation. I found this story interesting for a number of reasons, guys. If you are familiar with Sarah Palin, former vice presidential candidate to John McCain from the state of Alaska, and just a lot of things that we have seen and heard about her since that time. A lot of us didn't even know who she was prior to that. But her daughter, Bristol Palin, she recently was in the news because she was sharing a health update after her 9th breast reconstruction surgery. And when I saw the story at first, I was like, well, not saying it's not a big deal, because anytime you go under the knife, it's a serious situation. But when I read the story, I said, something isn't adding up with this story. And I'm just being beautifully honest, sharing my personal opinions. I'm not saying she is lying, but I'm just saying something just does not seem right about the story. Because here's the thing. She shared on her Instagram that she is healing post-surgery after her 9th reconstruction surgery. She used to be on Teen Mom, the show that comes on MTV, which is kind of ironic because guys, her mom, she ran on a platform of abstinence and all of this other stuff, and then her daughter, gets knocked up when she was a teenager. I'm not knocking the fact that her daughter got knocked up as a teenager. It just really seemed ironic, right? Because a lot of people who are in that party, which I am in neither, they are against birth control methods when it could prevent someone having to go through having a child before they're actually ready. But anyway, she says, I had 2 major surgeries within the last couple of months, and I think being under anesthesia for so many hours affected my body more than I have wanted to admit, but I'm 4 weeks post-op and finally feeling like I'm on the mend. I had a botched breast reduction when I was really young. I've had multiple surgeries to correct the damage, scars, muscle tissue, etc. because of it. Okay, so on January 26th, it's reported that she revealed she had undergone her 9th breast surgery on her Instagram story. And then she says, she's praying this is going to be her last surgery, and that she said, sharing way TMI right now, but I had my 9th breast reconstruction surgery last night. Yes, 9th. All stemming from a botched breast reduction I had when I was 19 years old. The mother of 3 wrote at the time. I've had previous surgeries trying to correct that initial damage of muscle tissue and terrible scarring. The whole situation was honestly made me very self-conscious my entire adult life. This is what I wanted to say and why I wanted to talk about this story. She has a son who is 14 with her former fiance, Levi Johnston, and she has daughters, 7 years old and 5 years old, with her ex-husband, who she wasn't married to very long. And she said that she got a tummy tuck. I get it. She had 3 kids. And then she says that she had a breast reduction. Here's the reason why I'm questioning this, because she says that she got a breast reduction done when she was really young. I don't believe that. I believe that she got breast implants. And here's why. Because I had a child when I was young. I had larger breasts when I was young. And I also had breast implants done and a breast lift, which I didn't want to have a breast augmentation, which are breast implants. I really just wanted a lift. But after you have a child, for a lot of people, not everyone, you lose volume in your breasts and your skin gets stretched out and your breasts droop. They can't just do a lift on you. They have to put implants in order to hold the shape. And a lot of people get the breast implants, whether they get the silicone or saline, and the breast implants are placed under the muscle. A breast lift is literally just lifting the skin, cutting some of the skin away, doing an incision, and you're lifting this, the breast up. But that doesn't require anything being done with the muscle. And unless she just had this whacked out surgeon who was just going crazy with the cutting and all that other stuff, that there's just no reason why she would have muscle damage and all of that scar tissue, because the scar tissue happens for everyone. Everyone that gets implants done, there is a capsule that is formed around the implant, because it's your body's way of recognizing that there is a foreign object in your body, and it's a way that the body tries to protect itself. And those the scar tissue that builds up around, or we should say the capsule that builds up around the implant, they have low levels, medium levels, and high levels. And for some people, if it gets really high, then the implant could be fine, but the scar tissue around it can make the breast feel really uncomfortable, and you don't have to, but a lot of people would choose to get that taken care of. That's what it sounds like happened to her. And guys, if you want to know more about why I know, go and check out my other channel. You can subscribe to my other channel. A link to that is in the description box. But I don't believe she's telling the truth. And it's sad, because you have done way more than people really hold you high for. There's nothing wrong with having breast implants done, especially these days and times, because some people get them and they never even had kids. They just want to have bigger breasts. But she had a child when she was young, and stuff happens to the body. Your body goes through an invasion, so to speak, where the child is taking over your body, and not everybody has a comeback for their body once they have a child. But for someone that's coming from that super conservative background like her family, it's almost like saying you got breast implants or a breast augmentation is something to be ashamed of, and you couldn't hide having a baby. We already know you did that out of wedlock, and you did that when you were really young. Okay, fine. But to say you had breast implants, oh my God, I can't say that. But having a breast lift, people could understand that. So I'll just say I just had a breast lift. But there is absolutely no way I could see someone who just had a mastopexy, or the layman's terms, a breast lift done, and having to have 9 breast reconstruction surgeries. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. That person, like I said, would have had to just been extremely incapable of doing what they were doing, and somehow her breasts were just lifted and cut up and sewn up in a way where her breasts just looked like shriveled raisins. I don't know. I'm just trying to give an example. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm not saying she's lying, but I am saying allegedly. It doesn't sound like she is being honest about what really happened. And that's fine, because it's your personal business and nobody really has to know what it is. But if you're going to put it out there, then just be honest about it. Just say, I had breast implants because it wasn't something I really wanted to do, but I had to do it because my skin got stretched out. My breasts lost volume. I had a baby. I breastfed, blah, blah, blah. I still had, larger spaces in the skin hanging, and a breast lift was just not going to do the job. So I had to have these breast implants added. I'm just saying, it just doesn't sound like she's being honest about that. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I've gone through some things, and I'm not talking about all of that on this platform. You have to go to my other platform to see that content. And I would appreciate if you do and subscribe to the channel. But for what she is saying, I just don't believe that is the 100% truth and case as to why she had to have 9 breast surgeries done. And if you look at images of her from back then, that doesn't even look like that was her problem. I get it. Clothes can hide a multitude of sin, but you can usually tell when someone is larger up there, even if they are completely covered up. And unless you're just wearing binding bras or binding garments, that really press those breasts in. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't believe that she's being honest about that. But again, I just wanted to share my thoughts on it. And I actually, in the story that I read, as I'm reading it now, I'm just seeing this comment. So I'm actually reading this as I'm sharing with you guys, because I didn't see this person's comment until I just started speaking. So what I was sharing was based on the knowledge that I know and have. But someone says Bristol didn't have a reduction at 19. Look at the pictures of her from 2006 to 2008. She was a B cop at best. She had breast enhancement at 19 so that she could get some gigs doing anything in Hollywood. But she was botched and her acting career bombed. Now she's had to have 9 surgeries to fix that. Wow. Didn't even know all of that information about her trying to be in the acting world, but it makes sense because she got onto the show Teen Mom on MTV. So I guess that is what she was trying to do. But I actually, just from my own experience and based on the knowledge that I had, it just didn't sound right to me. So I just didn't believe that when she said she had a botched breast lift. I didn't buy it. So you let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comment section below. I am Beth, and I'm just being beautifully honest. Thank you so much for subscribing. And so until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.